Hello, Sally.
Hi, Serge.
Nice to see you.
And
For the second time you come to the Verriales, you're very welcome.
thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Usually you walk by yourself, but time to time you walk with your husband, Richard.
That's right.
And I remember the first time we met a long time ago to Colin Reed Place. I was following your work, and for the first time when I invite you here, I was thinking about making some special pieces, your husband and yourself. Would you please tell me a bit about that, how you feel about this collaboration between you and Richard?
Yeah, we very much enjoy collaborating, and actually the collaborations did start through invitations from people like yourselves that asked us, said, "Oh, have you thought about collaborating and joining together?" And it's actually been incredibly satisfying because for the pair of us, it's intensified our awareness of each other's processes, but also our solo work, which we still work on, as you know. But from every stage, from the development of the idea to the drawing, to the modelling, to the grinding of the glass, the finishing, both of us work on every stage. And we may work on it together, we may pass it backwards and forwards, and then at some point one of us might do something and the other one might say, "Oh, I hadn't necessarily expected this was what you were thinking." And so then we talk more, but it flows very well. It flows very, very well. And in fact, it's better than we thought it could possibly be. So it's actually brought a lot to both of our works. Yeah, very good experience.
And just talking about yourself as an artist, your own development, what you can say about the last couple of years, how you feel about your work and your ideas and your future.
The last couple of years have been quite interesting because we have had quite a lot of collaborative projects. We've worked on some very large-scale commission work and some of our own work, but our own work has tended to be more independent work for exhibitions. And I think the new independent work has sort of grown from a stage of a lot of collaborations. But certainly for myself, stepping away from the collaborative work has made me think harder about my own work and questioning myself about my own ideas. And so it's continuing very much along the same ideas that I always had about talking about how you can work with the visible and invisible possibilities of place and how they combine and how you might interact with those spaces. And the glass will always bring that element of surprise to the work. And I think the developments have been very strong in terms of the forms. Stepping back to my own forms, I can see influences of the collaborative work actually coming through in my own work there. But I did some trips where I was looking very much at landscapes, and that was quite liberating, and the mark making, and then taking elements of those aspects and putting them into the glass pieces, and what's happening within the work is quite amazing in terms of what somebody can read into what's happening within the body of the glass. But still casting, because that's very important, so you have to use your senses. You can't physically be inside the glass.
Thank you, Sally, and hope you continue your great career.
Thank you.
Hello, Richard. Nice to see you.
Nice to be here again, Serge.
And welcome.
Thank you.
I would like you to explain me a little bit about the free piece you did for us in collaboration with Sally this year for the Verriales show. Would be nice you talk about this piece a little bit.
Okay, well, two of the pieces are from the same series, the Two Views, and this series is about, there are several layers of meaning to it, and one of the layers is the more literal, which is two people coming together, having a view, and there's always, with that, there's always an element of you think you know exactly what each other are talking about, but when it comes to working something out and talking about it, you see that, oh, actually, I'm slightly over there and you're slightly over here. So this is part of the collaboration that we both enjoy, because as you're working through, you find you have to try and bring your ideas together, because obviously you're making an object and it has to happen. But there's also an element of actually enjoying the diversions. So in terms of the theme that you had for this year, it was a lovely theme for us to work with, because there's the two views of people, but also for the pieces it's very important the view you physically have with the glass as well. The two views of past the object and what you see, but also then what you see as you look through the object and how that changes because of what the glass can do to it. And then a third layer is what you actually see within the glass as well. And that's a second view from what you see outside, but not just what you're seeing from outside. So there's, with all of our work, both our individual work and the collaborative work, there's always layers of different meaning there. And that's where the two views pieces come from.
That's nice.
The third piece that you have, Contained Perspective, there's elements that cross over with two views, and we find that does happen with our different series of work. But Sally and I have fairly different views on where the meaning comes from on that and what it is.
I see you're smiling, you know.
Yes. For me, the Contained Perspective is very much about, once you get into the piece, the perspectives that you see looking out and away from your own viewpoint. But I think with Sally, it came more from when you look into the piece, how perspectives change. So again, it's this interesting way of how two different visions come together, and that for us is what is really exciting about the true collaboration with the work, how we combine and how between us at all the stages everything has to come together and work together. And so the Contained Perspective, again, it's a very interesting way of how both of our minds come together to try and express something.
And a question about yourself. I mean, you make your own work, and the interesting thing is to know is why you use this medium. Because normally when you use a medium, you have always a good reason. It's because you feel you have something to say with that medium. And why you use this medium, glass, and from when?
Well, I first started working with glass just over 20 years ago now, and there are different reasons for using it as a material. One is a fascination with the material itself, and what you can do with it, and the demands it makes on you in terms of how you can make things happen with it. But the main reason for using it really is that it allows me to express what I want to say within a piece of work. So it's not absolutely there would be no reason for using glass if you just wanted to use it as a material. There has to be a deeper meaning within it. There has to be something that the glass can give to the artwork to make the artwork work. Otherwise, you tend to go around in circles, I think. Sometimes, for me, it's what looking into the glass can expose, what it can show. Other times it can be how you can obscure things. And I have made pieces where I've deliberately made something happen inside the glass, but then partly obscured it, either with my carving or with opaque surfaces. And also with different coloured glasses, sometimes that I've worked with, you can use the colour to obscure what's within a piece. So the material brings something to it that other materials can't, and it's using the expression there that's important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope you will have a great time with us the couple of next day.
I'm sure we shall. Thank you.